Alright, Pisces, welcome back to As Above, So Below Healing Tarot, where you are the magic baby. This is going to be a reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus Pisceans. And Pisces, as I was going on my walk today, I really just told Spirit, please give me any sort of information that Pisces needs to know. And I kept hearing come back to the why. And I was also hearing that song from John Mayer. It's called Say. And then I was looking at the lyrics. And the part that stuck out to me was the bridge where he said, "Have no fear for giving in. Have no fear for giving over. You better know that in the end, it's better to say too much than never to say what you need to say again." I couldn't read that without singing it, so I had to go back and kind of put my brain into a different position. So anyways, so it feels like there's a lot of heart chakra and throat chakra that is wanting to be looked at, that's wanting to go deeper in. It's coming back to the why. I feel like there may be a little bit of stickiness in the heart and the throat. So some Reiki may be really being called for. But this feels deep, Pisces. It feels like you are in a period of looking at your internal beliefs, yearning, longing for someone, undesired separation, or pinning. So some of you may be moving away from a situation where you are in a relationship, where you are possibly in a space where you are needing to not be in so much of somebody else's energy, but I feel like you are missing somebody, Pisces. Energy field adjustment, aura cleansing, and health. Yeah, there's a lot going on in your auric field. There's a lot of healing that I feel is taking place. And I keep hearing, be gentle, Pisces, be gentle. So transition, yeah. And I don't know about you, I live in the South. I'm in South Carolina, and the cicadas are loud. They scream, and I absolutely love it. It just makes me feel like home. So, but they are loud, and I love these vibrant green wings too, because it's a lot of heart chakra. So I think that there is something that is being healed around a relationship. You have receiving frequency. Yeah. And I feel like instead of pushing so hard, wanting to get things done, get things moving, you are really stepping back and letting things come to you. You have endings. Yeah. So you are closing out a chapter, another part of your life, another part of your world. There's big transitions happening right now for you. Okay. Spirit, let's go deeper. What are the best and highest and most magical messages for my Pisces? Two of Cups. What is happening? Knight of Pentacles. Page of Cups, okay. And the Ten of Cups. Holy schmo. Pisces, this is... And you have Strength at the bottom of the deck. This is Leo energy, and we are getting close to Leo season. But this is about strength. This is about looking at your inner strength of where you have been strong in specific connections and specific hardships of your life. I think that you are also, you're being kinder to yourself too. And I feel like that's where a lot of this inner shifting is happening, because I was also feeling some shame when I was doing that meditation. So some of you may be, that emotion may be coming up a lot for you during this transition process, and it may be related to people, or the way that you connect with people, or the way that you connect with pain. We're getting deep in this reading, okay? So, Two of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, Page of Cups, and the Ten of Cups. Pisces, you have your sights set on the peace the happy home, the emotional fulfillment. That is where your focus has really shifted. And I feel like you have been in like making a foundation strong, making a foundation stable. And the Knight of Pentacles, this is slow energy. So I feel like you've been in this energy for quite some time. But I feel like you are so focused on, you know, the money aspect, the foundation of things, your house, home, finances, very 3D things. But now I feel like there's a big shift in your perspective with the Two of Cups, and you also have the Page of Cups. So Pisces, I feel like you're also looking at the relationships that you have invested in over the past few years. You know, this is also looking at where you have spent your time, where you've spent your energy, and looking at how those connections got you to where you are. And you have big lion energy here twice. So, and you have the caduceus. So I feel like there is a lot of emotional healing that you're doing within yourself. And that is also shifting the way that your mental framework is receiving information, if that makes sense. I know this is a lot. All right, Spirit, what's going on with this Page of Cups? Why is the Page of Cups here? The Page of Cups. Yeah, I love it when they do that. I said what I said. You can't make this up. Okay, Pisces. I also feel like there's an element that you are needing to go out and have more fun. You are needing to take a break from all of the, you know, the big healing, the grinding, the, you know, like go out and have a good time. Page of Cups energy is lively. It is like, you know, they don't take things too seriously, but there's also a level of romanticism with this. So I feel like also maybe pursuing something artful. So going to like a strings concert. I'm actually going to one this upcoming Friday. It's the Lord of the Rings candlelight strings thing, and I'm super excited. So, but taking yourself out on some of those, you know, the things that you enjoy doing, the beauty that you're seeing. And I think that that's also going to add to your joy bank. I keep hearing like, add to your fun, do fun things too. Because I am somebody who does that too. I get tunnel vision on the healing. And sometimes I'm like, okay, I also have to remember that the fun is also equally as important. So, okay, Spirit, give me more info on this 10 of Cups. 2 of Wands, yeah. 3 of Cups. Oh my gosh. Okay, they are repeating themselves now. You got the 10 of Cups, 2 of Wands, 3 of Cups, and the 2 of Cups again. This is amazing energy, Pisces. I feel like you have nowhere to go but up. And I mean that in a good way. Not because you've hit rock bottom, not because you have, you know, you're in a weird spot, but you're looking at the glass full now. Instead of being in a sort of hypervigilance mode where you would listen to that hypervigilance voice more than you would listen to the relax, babe, we got this voice, you know? I think you're choosing what voice to listen to, and you're building that self-dialogue, and you're looking like, I can travel, I can do things because I have allowed myself to set the foundation to be able to do certain things. I deserve happiness. And this card to me is a lot about travel, but you can also just be looking at what you want for your future too. You know, the happiness that you want to experience moving into the next phase. So, but there is something about coming back to the present, Pisces. All right, Spirit, what advice is here from my Pisces? Loudspeaker. Using that voice, yes. Yep. So Pisces, if you sing, if you do anything where you're using your voice, even if you sing in your car, if you sing in the shower, let that voice work. Let it do its thing, because I think that there's going to be a lot of, you know, healing that comes from that. For me, I know that I am getting a little clogged up when I haven't sang in a while. I love singing. Singing is probably one of my favorite things to do in the world. But I have also noticed, like, I haven't been doing it as much, but singing and humming also heal your vagus nerve. It helps your nervous system relax. And the vibrations in that also help. It sends signals to your brain like, I can ease, I can relax. And again, there's something with that romanticizing. So if a form of healing for you is singing, do that. Use your voice to, you know, purge. Listen to a favorite band. I'm wearing one of my favorite band shirts today, and I know when Maria comes back, I'm like, all right, we are going deep down into the depths. So if you have some music that helps get you there, that is something else that's coming through too. Spirit, what else is here? Masculine. Final step, crown chakra. Ooh, okay. So yeah, some of you may be closing out a cycle with a masculine. You may also be working on a lot of your, I feel like there's a big emphasis on energy and emotion. And there's some sort of clearing that I feel. You could be feeling like tingly sensations. But it feels like there's a final step here that you are doing with somebody. And this can also be because you have grown out of somebody who you used to be. And again, with that shifting of perspective, Pisces, you're in a place of empowerment now. You are in a place that you can make decisions that fill you up. And it's because you have also worked on this masculine wound, you know, where you have felt like your willpower wasn't enough, or moving into too hyper of the masculine energy of the hypervigilance, you know? But yeah, you got intuitive and psychic prowess underneath that. And octopi are very intelligent, and they are also extremely mutable. So you may be getting a lot more hits from your intuition, from your psychic faculties, which I'll be doing another video on that soon. And yeah, there's a lot shifting and happening for you, Pisces, but these are good things, and you're along for the ride. You know, you're riding with it, and I think that that's the best way to be. So, but Pisces, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. And if you, again, would like any Reiki, a personal reading, link for it is in the description box below, and I will see you guys on the next one. Blessed be.